Good Monday morning. This is 106.1 KYVZ. Joe Vazurek on the phone with meteorologist Chris Schromick at Decision Weather in Atwood. Chris, we had a warm weekend, and it looks like that heat is here at least for the rest of today.
Yeah, Joe, we got a lot of weather to talk about, and we've had lots of changes since we had this high wind and multi-hazard event last Sunday, Monday. We saw temperatures warm up, like you said, to record readings here over the weekend. We hit 90 degrees both days. And we saw records being broke. Oakley, McCook, places out, Yuma County, Colorado, got into the upper 80s. So there was, some very warm temperatures for this time of year. And all that's going to be changing this week. We got a multi-hazard day today and tomorrow once again. That means we got a low pressure system that'll be coming over the Rockies later this afternoon. We got moisture and southeasterly winds pulling up from the Gulf. That has reached with some fog and a little bit of drizzle down there around Great Bend, Wichita, and those areas. And that moisture is going to come into Kansas here this evening and tonight as that low pressure and dry line kind of collides. It looks like right now that line of demarcation would be from McCook to Grainfield, just a little bit to our east of our core listening area. And there is the potential for some severe weather along that line late this evening and early morning, let's say after 10 and before 2 sometime. And then that'll move off to the east and northeast during the overnight and into Missouri and Iowa for tomorrow. What we got temperature-wise, we're starting out here this morning around 43 in Gidland. We got 55 in Oberlin, 59 in McCook, 47 in Oakley. We got a southeast breeze at 10 miles per hour that'll pick up to 20 to 40 this afternoon, with some gusts going to 50 this evening and overnight. We are in a red flag warning for the entire listening area as those winds pick up here this afternoon and evening. And then we've got to wait for the storm to happen and move behind us. And we're going to be kind of in the dry slot again. And then those winds tomorrow will turn to a north-northwest direction, gusting to 65 miles per hour. So we could have sustained winds through the day of 35 to 45 miles per hour. It's very similar to what we saw there with that system last week. And again, this one, will it rain or not, is the question there on Tuesday. It does look like there'll be some wraparound shower potential, mainly north of I-70 during the morning and day Tuesday. Better chances once you get to the Kansas-Nebraska border and to the north up there in Nebraska. We're talking amounts of a quarter, maybe a half inch once you cross that border of precipitation. If that's the case, that will help tamper the fire weather a bit. If it's not, we're going to be dealing with those high winds. There is a high wind watch in place and the potential of, some areas, especially south of I-70 to the west, being in that fire hazard condition, the blowing dust and what comes with that. Once that system moves past us, we're going to have a high today of mid to upper 80s. Tonight's low drop to 45. Tomorrow will only be in the 60s. Wednesday's an in-between day, bouncing back up to around 70. The wind's turning back to the south. Another system Thursday night and Friday, and then a strong cold front Saturday morning or Friday night into Saturday morning will change our temperatures dramatically to end the week. We could have shower and thunderstorms again there Wednesday night, Thursday, and then Friday night, Saturday morning, we could be talking snow showers with that cold front with upsloping flow, the easterly winds, and temperatures for highs dropping into the upper 30s, 40s, and lows going into those middle to upper 20s to around 30. So that is a significant change, and usually when you see changes like that, that means the potential of more storms and things to come behind that to the end of the month, and there are 2 more systems that will come through before we see an end here to April.
Chris, as we wrap up the month of April, do you expect temperatures to be above normal or colder than normal?
That period of time, with the trough and this cold air coming down in those next 2 systems, they do look like temperatures will get back up there to the seasonal, those 60 and 70 degrees. Out ahead of it, we could be looking at the colder stuff in the higher elevations, more typical for this time of year, spring-like April system, but I tend to lead towards a cooler end of the month and increased chances for rain.
Once again, that's Chris Schromick at Decision Weather in Atwood, as well as America's Weather streaming channel for 106.1 KYVZ. I'm Joe Vazurek.